Hey everyone, and welcome to another Overwatch replay, this week hosted by Yvonne. And Overwatch Replay is a show in which the hungover gaming bros go over the games that they've played in competitive and see what they've done, what they could do better, and just give some tips and strategies to improve gameplay. This week we have a match on Dorado, which we actually have a really good DiVe comp that goes into the attack portion, which is really why I wanted to show you this piece off. So in the first half, Julien and I both go as healers, and that ends up being a kind of up and down thing at first. So Julien will have to switch off to tank a little bit later. But as we start out, our team comp is pretty standard 2-2-2, but our damage dealers are Hanzo and Bastion, and our Bastion decides not to play a very mobile Bastion. So it becomes extremely hard to make sure that we're getting everywhere where we need to go and getting the damage that we need in time. So as you can see, we've been split up a bit, and the healers really get destroyed here. Our backline doesn't exist because Bastion runs away, Hanzo's doing his own thing, DiVe was doing her own thing, and Roadhog left the team in terms of that healing spot. We should have probably moved around with them, but we wanted to maintain that high ground. Probably incorrectly at that point, because we should have just moved with the team instead of trying to take a strategic advantage. Winston comes, splits the healers, and then Sombra comes and kills me. So we've lost the first point already. They've made a very strong push themselves, and we're going to need to try and stop them. Hanzo goes out, does his little thing to make sure that he's getting a bunch of damage put on him. I'm trying to heal who I can. Again, Bastion not doing a great job of keeping mobile, especially with some fast damage dealers like Soldier on him. And as you can see, our team is split a bit, two different ways. I don't manage to keep track of the right side. Probably should have a little bit better, considering the half of the team was over there, including Ana. But I was trying to heal the other side of the team, and because we're split up that way, we get broken up. So as you can see, the Reaper is introduced after the switch from Bastion, and I go to Mercy myself. I just felt like I wasn't getting enough healing done. The damage was not consistent, but I'd rather be focusing on making sure that my healing is consistent. So that's why I switched off to Mercy. I wanted a little bit more consistency with the healing and making sure that I could reach who I needed to when I needed to. So as you can see, doing a little bit of flying around the battlefield, making sure I can get to different people. This is standard Mercy healing. The real problem that's going to come up for us in this area is that the Sombra has a lot of freedom to hack whoever she wants in this stage, and we go from having 2 tanks to 1 tank, which is why Julien will eventually switch off from Ana to Orisa and make sure that we have the 2 tank combo there. Their Soldier is focusing on trying to drop assault to take some people out, combining with Winston, but Genji is able to really put a damper on that ult, especially with the Reflect, so he doesn't really get much done. Winston does take out the DiVe, but the DiVe ult comes back to take him out. So now we're holding here. I have my res. Genji's poking, doing what he needs to do, and but the problem is, again, this Sombra is coming in from the back. As you can see, what's happened here, the team is really focused on what's going on in the front. No attention is paid to this upper portion up here, and when the call out comes for the Sombra being there, nobody but the tanks are easy to react, and DiVe isn't able to come back. So again, Genji poking, Orisa focusing that corner. I get hacked. I get to move around a little bit, and thankfully Sombra's gun has a really wide spread, so it doesn't really manage to kill me, but she's getting those hacks easy. Then when you damage Sombra, her hack stops, but she's already done 1 ult and probably will get another one in. Now, I was trying to get to that Reaper over there, but he decides to heal himself. That's fine. Now, I'm calling out that I'm getting attacked on the point, but the tanks are focused on taking out the Zarya. I'm not focused on Winston. The Reaper was over on the side, and so this team comp we have going here, a lot of squishies. Winston is really getting his damage, and it's not exceedingly brilliant strategy by us. I do like that the two tanks have a lot of armor for who they are, so DiVe and Orisa both have a good set of armor, but so they should be able to deal with Winston, but they're not able to. Now here, the interesting thing is because of that Sombra ult, it takes out D.Va's ability to defensive matrix, so she gets out of her mech. Orisa has the Discord orb, so that makes her an easy target for Zenyatta, especially since she's a tank with that large body to get shot at. So I'm just doing my best to make sure that people are getting their heals. Try to go for that Reaper, miss. Managed to get him over on this side, but at the same time that I'm up there, we're really getting pressured in the middle. This Hanzo is really going to be begging for heals at some point, even though it's notoriously difficult to make sure and maintain the healing on Hanzo, and when I needed help there for attack, it was difficult. Now, I should be able to heal everyone on the team, but I have priorities in terms of healing the tanks here. So my goal is not necessarily to heal the squishies as much as it is to heal the tanks again. So the soldier pops his ult, not dealing too much damage to be really worried about it. Get the D.Va to go down. And I'm afraid that I'm going to go down soon. I'm trying to get to this Orisa. Orisa's taking a lot of damage. That's both the tanks res there. And now the Winston's on me. Killed Orisa's getting pressured, but I need to worry about the Sombra. So I dropped out. But thankfully they had trickled in at that point, so we should be able to repel their attack from there. The problem for me is that I've res 2. Don't have my res for this final push, so I'm worried that if they're pushing here, I won't be able to do anything. See, 3 down, and D.Va's mini D.Va. So right here, I'm just looking around. I'm assuming that the Sombra's going to be coming in from the back. It's incredible how much damage the Orisa is taking without being able to mitigate with my healing beam. So here I go down from the Zarya attack, but the combination of everything is mitigated by the fact that Reaper gets his ult off. So now I'm just trying to get back to the point, make sure that everybody who's on the point is healed up. Bastion is getting focused as a major damage dealer. The D.Va ult goes off. I'm wanting to make sure that mini D.Va doesn't get shot before her mech can get activated. The Orisa is getting targeted. The shield goes down, but well far away, so it's not doing a lot to help. Probably would have been better if that shield had been dropped closer in front of her. That's a good way of keeping that Zarya in. I can't really reach the Genji, but here I'm going to try for it anyway. I hear the soldier art going off. I really don't want to get targeted, so I'm going to drop off of that soldier to make sure I get back to the point. Which was good. I helped that Bastion maintain himself. Here he sets down. I don't really know the point of that since he's very exposed from 2 sides, but hopefully that Orisa shield was supposed to be the reason that he couldn't get targeted. Now Bastion goes tank forward and is able to get a triple. I think that might end up being the play of the game, but that really does help stave off this attack, and we stop them before they're able to reach the 3rd point, but they go pretty far. So there we go, round 1 complete. Not the full 3 points, but practically the full 3 points. So in order to get that final push, we're going to have to do some really intense work in terms of being able to coordinate work together, and Julien and I were sitting there going, there's no way this is going to happen, especially with the amount of push that they were able to make in the first 2 points. We couldn't put up a single moment of defense for the first point, and the second point was grabbed with relative ease. I mean, we delayed them for a little bit, but... So, The idea behind a dive comp is to be able to move fast and put a lot of damage and really to overwhelm the defensive force with speed and pressure, making sure that the whoever the defensive characters that they've selected and healers are getting overwhelmed, and then really focusing in. So the goal here is that the Winston is the point man. Essentially, whoever the Winston calls out that he's targeting, that's the focus of where our attack is going. So you're noticing a lot of combos and really pushing forward. We've got that Lucio to get speed boost. Genji, their Symmetra is pretty much useless. The Winston is putting up a lot of good pressure and canceling out those Symmetra turrets, making sure she can't get that ult up. Now, we were worried that the dive comp wouldn't work based on that Reaper. And generally I wouldn't say that Reaper would work with the dive comp, but thankfully, because he is a little bit of a mobile character and could put high amounts of damage pressure, when they've been sort of split and trickling in at different points, his amount of damage is really beneficial to have. So my goal is to focus the Winston, make sure that the Winston is as fully healed as possible. As you notice here, we've got DiVe on the point and the Sombra in the back there. Now, the difference between where Sombra was and the pressure that she was applying on the defensive round that we were playing versus the attacking round is that as you're playing the defensive round, obviously it's the attacking team is pushing towards the point, and there's basically a wall from which you can't retreat. So the end point there. And that way, Sombra has a point to which she can push, and the attacking team is pincering from the front side, and she has the back side covered in terms of harassing and hacking and doing different things. So the Sombra can put a lot of pressure. But as our team is pushing forward so fast on the dive comp in terms of our attack, the wall from which Sombra can put pressure on the back is shrinking and moving too quickly for her to put in a lot of pressure. So rather than the DiVe or I flying off and going to focus on that Sombra, she's really being ineffective, and I can always heal the damage that she's putting onto the DiVe unless she's combining with the other teammates. Now, during the defensive portion, Sombra was getting help from that wave of attack that we felt, but here she's being ineffective and really isn't doing a lot to help her teammates. So we can just cruise past her without even focusing her.
You needed a doctor?
See, the hack goes out, but I can overheal, so. My focus here is that I see everyone is getting damaged. I'm really worried that the overextension is going to affect us. I'm trying to grab the people I can, but I also have confidence that our team is doing a lot of good work, and I don't want to lose the momentum there based on the Winston going down. Now again, on this dive comp, the Winston was the key man. So I want to make sure that the Winston stays alive, and I res him to make sure that we have that necessary damage. Could have saved it, wasn't necessary. So here we're getting a lot of good pressure. I'm making sure that the Reaper stays alive, and the other people on the team are putting pressure on the middle point. Our Winston does go down there, but we're putting enough pressure that we can stay here on the initial point, pushing into the third area. So this is where it comes apart. Because we've had a few people die, we're getting to the point where we're trickling in. It's not going so smoothly. The DiVe doesn't have her ult yet, and she's being focused by a bunch of people. The enemy DiVe got her ult, pushed it out, wasted ult. Nobody, I mean, the payload got pushed off a little bit, but not much happened. Our DiVe goes down, but the rest of our team is getting back together. Luckily, we move out of the way of that Zarya ult, so that's another wasted ult by the defensive team. And now our Winston's going off. I really want to put pressure. That Lucio ult goes out. Sombra really does a very good job of canceling out the Lucio ult with the hack, but the offensive team also is putting too much pressure on DiVe and finally gets it, is able to take out two, and that soldier's ult is being cancelled out by the fact that we have the Winston barrier up. He isn't close enough to point, and we are able to get the final push. Now, as we saw with that dive comp, it was really a lot of work to make sure that it was smoothly going all together. We had a lot of pressure coming in from are attacking people, and we made sure to balance it out with basically where Winston was at all times. That was my focus. I luckily didn't die the whole time, so that was good. And as you see, there's the victory again. So, thank you guys for coming out to watch this Overwatch replay and really take a look at dive comps and how they work in terms of the successful ones. We do this every Wednesday. Sorry this is coming out a little bit late, but we also have a podcast on Monday at 9 a.m. and on Friday at 9 a.m. we put out a Drunk Play Let's Play where we play a bunch of different games. My name is Yvonne, thanks for watching another production of Hungover Gaming, and I'll leave you with the play of the game.